Investment scam. In this video, we will be showing you how to spot investment scam, how they work, why they succeed, how to spot signs of investment fraud, how to avoid investment fraud, what to do if you have been a victim of investment fraud. Investment scam. If a plan to make money sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Investors in America still collectively lose $50 billion per year to fraud. Conservative estimates are that 1 in 10 investors will eventually fall victim to this problem. In December of 2008, Bernard L. Madoff was arrested for defrauding investors of $20 billion over a span of decades. Fraudsters are innovative professionals, constantly reinventing their scams. When fraud happens, victims are left not only with financial loss, but compromised identities and emotional distress as well. There are ways to protect yourself. Investment scam is also known as the advance fee scheme. In this scam, victims invest a relatively small amount up front, after being promised a huge payout in the future. The scammers then continually increase their demands for more money. Fraudsters claim the additional payments are necessary to pay taxes, bonds, security deposits, insurance, or other transactional fees required to complete the deal. Eventually, the investors walk away, realizing they have been duped. Why investment scams succeed? Investment scams are successful because they often are believable. Scammers are skilled at using current news and events to make their scams sound legitimate. Fraudsters try to make their offers sound like legitimate investments that have been covered in the news, so their victims will believe they are getting involved in something innovative and exciting. This is why we are seeing financial scams today that focus on COVID-19 vaccine development and pharmaceutical stocks. Fake accounts on Facebook and other social media can also be used by fraudsters to create a false sense of affinity, allowing them to pose as members of a group they are trying to infiltrate. Typical signs of an investment scam. Vague and inflated credentials. Fraudsters will often fabricate credentials, for example, fake industry awards with professional experience, fake contract awards, the scammers who fabricate certificates like this one do not have anything to do with the companies they pretend to be. A promise of phantom riches, statements like, guaranteed profits, or, no one has made less than 50%. Social proof and fake testimonials. A statement like, this investment has made hundreds of people wealthy, should set off an alarm for targeted investors. Unusual wire instructions. Any request to wire funds overseas or to an account that is not managed by a registered brokerage firm, bank, or other financial institution is a huge red flag. Scarcity and exclusivity pitches. You need to act now, because the offer is closing to investors, or only a few investors get this exclusive opportunity. Scammers tend to employ the FOMO, fear of missing out, the factor to captivate victims into acting quickly before they notice any forms of irrelevancies. How to avoid investment fraud. Fraudsters are always on the lookout for your personal information, both offline and online. Protecting your identity can help minimize these types of attacks. The financial industry regulatory agencies, FINRA, brokercheck.com is the first site you should visit to verify the identity and credentials of someone asking you to invest. BrokerCheck is a free service that tells you whether a person or firm is registered, what they are licensed to sell, and whether they can offer investment advice. The site will also list complaints, violations, and regulatory actions. If the person or firm is not found on BrokerCheck, it is a huge red flag. Investments that are not registered with the SEC, such as investments in a privately held business. ICOs, crowdsourced offerings, and other non-traditional opportunities may have huge upside potential, but they are also big opportunities for fraudsters. Have your lawyer, or a professional financial advisor, go through any contract you have been presented with before signing or making any investment decisions. Scammers prefer to isolate their victims in order to be able to manipulate them properly without external interference. Always be on the lookout for any confidential contracts or deals you are presented with. Do your research, and look for the warning signs if you're considering any of these investments. In addition, be wary of any free newsletters and unsolicited stock tips. A legitimate newsletter will have very specific disclosures about writers, stock holdings, and how they are compensated. Unsolicited tips about penny stocks of micro-cap companies trading at low prices and often through over-the-counter transactions are one red flag for a pump-and-dump scam. Precious metals, foreign currency exchange, also known as forex, penny stocks, and cryptocurrencies sometimes can be very rewarding. They are also complicated, and not always transparent, which creates more ways for fraudsters to operate covertly. Do your research, and look for the warning signs if you're considering any of these investments. What to do if you suspect fraud. Investment fraudsters are skilled professional criminals. They often employ teams of people to emotionally manipulate victims. Notify your bank immediately. If you wired or transferred money electronically, the transaction can be reversed within a narrow window of time. Contact local law enforcement. They may be able to refer you to state or federal authorities. 3. Change passwords to any key information you might have revealed to scammer. If any of your account or email informations were revealed, it's best advice to change the password to restrict access from scammer. Key takeaways. If an investment doesn't make sense, or sound right, take a step back, do your research, Just because an opportunity comes to you from a trusted source doesn't mean it's legitimate. Be on the lookout for red flags, especially high-pressure sales tactics. Never wire money to an account that is not a legitimate financial institution, like a bank or brokerage house. Subscribe and share this video with your family, friends and co-workers, to keep them safe from cyber attacks and bully. Scam-free zone. Keeping you updated. Remember, better safe than sorry.